Good evening. Tonight we're going to be talking about the 1971 Belgian Gothic horror film, Devil's Nightmare. As you can see, I've sort of gotten in the mood for this review. Before we even get started, this film is hard to talk about without kind of spoiling what's going on in the movie to some degree. So if you haven't seen it, just a warning that I'm going to kind of be telling you what it's about, but I'm not going to give away the ending, but I am going to talk about a lot of things that happen in the movie. If that does not sound good to you, go ahead and stop here. Otherwise, let's continue. So I have tried to recreate Erica Blanc's look in this movie because she is a succubus in this movie and it is awesome. So I had to try my hand at the makeup look. If only my hair was a little more red, you know? Okay, so let's talk Devil's Nightmare, 1971. A group of tourists has to take refuge in a lonely castle for the night. This castle's baron, however, is plagued by a curse which puts all the guests in danger. I wrote that trying to be as vague as possible because I went into the film totally blind. On our Dollar Discord, the Count and Kelly brought this film to my attention, and really it's just the trailer that made me want to watch it. Like I said, this is a Belgian, I guess that's how it's classified, it's a Belgian supernatural gothic horror film, and it's directed by Jean Brismet, and it's starring Erica Blanc, Jacques Monceau, and Jean Servais. So I'm not going to give away the ending, but this film is Erica Blanc is a succubus, and she gets up in the castle and starts eliminating these tourists one by one. And I didn't put it together at the time, but apparently all of these tourists represent one of the 7 deadly sins, which was cool. So I don't know if I'm gradually beginning to develop more of a taste for this gothic horror, or if this one was just particularly good, but either way, I really enjoyed this one. And shout out to Erica Blanc. I feel like I finally truly cherish and appreciate her. The bone structure is immaculate. Her acting is really powerful, and this is one of the films that has really highlighted that for me. And she's just perpetually mysterious. I think she was a great fit for a succubus. I expected Devil's Nightmare to be kind of sloppy or messy or like just super low budget. I thought it would just have like a scrappy feel to it, but I was way off. This was a really, really well-made film. It was just a very professional production. The setting of the castle was just beautiful, and the acting for the most part was really good. And yeah, I thought it had really great direction, and it was a higher quality film than I was expecting. I'm really kind of surprised I haven't heard of it until recently. Devil's Nightmare has a common premise, but it's one that I always enjoy regardless. A group of tourists needs a place to stay for the night, and the only option is a sprawling, isolated castle in the middle of nowhere just as a thunderstorm is setting in. And this film gets off to a peculiar start because the castle already is expecting these guests. This film is atmospheric, very, very atmospheric. It really takes its time to build tension and atmosphere, but not in a boring way. Instead, it feels really, really immersive. And the more immersed you are, the more effective the horror elements come to be, like the blood dripping from the ceiling, or even the terrifying expressions on Erica's face that I really wish I could replicate. And the slow pace of the film just allows you to get really cozy in this castle and just kind of learn your way around and become familiar with the rooms, and it kind of feels like you live there yourself. So this film is kind of slow, but in the most necessary way. It doesn't feel like it's meandering or lost. It feels very purposeful. In these reviews, I usually don't have much to say about the music except, oh hey, the music was good. But I really did like this theme, this musical theme throughout the movie, and that it kept repeating. I thought it was very like hauntingly feminine. I did already mention this gorgeous castle. Not only is it beautiful on the outside, but the inside is just so decadent. The decor was so extra. I especially loved the rooms where the wallpaper matched the headboard, matched the bedspread. Just wonderful. We get a lot of Gothic elements in this film. Aside from the castle and its creepy staff, we have a mysterious baron and thunderstorms, an ancient curse, but also we get some occult elements coming into, which I really love. So we get like some Satanism and things like that. Let's talk about the characters a little bit. You've heard me mention this before, but I love movies where a bunch of like strangers are brought together or a random group of people are brought together, and that is what we get here with this group of tourists. We have all different kinds of people here. The priest was a very weird character. He was very like stone-faced the whole movie and just never reacted to anything. I thought that was a really weird choice for his character because he just feels like an NPC. But I particularly liked the atheist guy who was supposed to represent wrath in the 7 deadly sins, because he was just like perpetually angry and complaining about anything he could possibly think about. And I thought that was really realistic. I mean, we all kind of know people that are happiest being unhappy. And he was great. He was funny. I did put in my notes here, and I feel like I have to mention it. The Baron looks like Ronald Reagan. I just felt like we were in Ronald Reagan's castle the whole time. And I feel like I just can't say enough about Erica. It seems like she's well dressed in every movie that I've seen her in so far, but this outfit that she wears, like the belly outfit, that is just awesome. Like a red wig and that belly dress, that would be an iconic Halloween costume, except nobody would recognize it. But Erica Blanc playing a demented ghoul was a lot of fun. Her mannerisms and everything were just very, very measured and calculated. I think she played that ghoul really well. Oh yeah, and shout out to Satan. He was awesomely cast as well, because, you know, he wasn't, and I know they never cast Satan as like this big, powerful looking guy, but I thought it was interesting in this film they cast Satan as almost like a serpent-like, sort of an impish looking man. Not this imposing figure, but rather like a deceptive figure. He was very creepy though, loved him. This story was really good. I mean, I loved the entire storyline and the character design and all of that. And there were so many little details in the film that I thought were thoughtful. The bus driver, for example, was always like chomping on some form of meat. And then when he wasn't eating, he was reading a book about food. I thought that was just disgusting and hilarious. They just put extra care into the film and its story, and there are even some moments of comedy. This theme of a succubus I just love. It is highlighting the almighty feminine power. It's portraying femininity as just overwhelmingly dangerous. And Erica's character, when she's like in human mode and in succubus mode, she's just so uninhibited and unashamed. And I don't know, it felt very like empowering. Also worth mentioning is the sleaze. In this movie, it really has like sexploitation moments, but I still think that they're well done for what they are. There's a lesbian scene though. It's so funny. When they're about to be like participating in their acts, they both have this like sinister look on their face, like they're doing something really bad. They're like it's just so weird. And I also have to mention the action we get in this film. There is some pretty noteworthy bits of violence. Also a little bit of simulated animal abuse, so warning if you don't like that. We get beheadings, impalement, combustion, and at the beginning, I just have to mention this, it's at the beginning so I'm not spoiling anything, not really, but there is a baby stabbing. Bro, that was like very effective. I think that even beats out the baby murder in Fulci's Demonia. I was like, so overall, this was a lovely little movie. For me, the strengths are the visuals and Erica, and just seeing Erica looking like this, you know. It was a really well-crafted story. Even being a gothic horror and therefore kind of slow, I was in it. Maybe it's because Satan was involved, I don't know. It was just a place that I really enjoyed being, and I enjoyed the characters, likable or not. And there was even a surprise ending. And it was a lot of fun. So because I watched it, and I haven't been watching that many movies lately, I was like, I'm gonna write a review as I watch this, and I will deliver it to the people. So there are my thoughts on 1971's Devil's Nightmare, starring the enigmatic Erica Blanc. Thanks again to the Count and Kelly for directing me to this movie. Have you seen it? Let me know what you thought. Let me know if there's a movie you want me to review. I'm here to serve, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.